Wishnet allows you to manage availability. The intention of this tool is to maximize hotel revenue by manipulating the availability of rooms by defining different measures available in the function. I am working on the latest version of the Wishnet application, which is released in 2020. So this has all the features in it. So to access availability management screen, click on the option Manager function in the Wishnet front office PMS. And the first option in that drop down is availability management. Click on it and a screen like this will open where you can define closed for arrival or closed for departure dates. Closing a date for arrival or departure is a revenue management technique. Occupancy on a date with weak demand can be boosted if the following date has high demand by setting the high demand date to closed for arrival status, the assumption being that the guest will arrive a date earlier to ensure they have a room. Similarly, occupancy on a date with weak demand can be boosted if the adjacent dates have high demand by setting the weak demand date to closed for departure status. The assumption being that guests will stay through the low demand date to ensure they have a hotel. This can be better understood by an example. Usually we see that dates around a festival or maybe a specific event in the city are busier for hotels as the hotels organize parties, or maybe there is some event happening in the city for which people are traveling from other cities to stay in that hotel. We can take an example of the New Year's Eve. So we usually see that the bookings are higher for the New Year's Eve, which is the 31st of December, and most people either would check in on the morning of 31st, stay through the night to attend the party or whatever function the hotel is organizing, and then depart on first morning. So this makes 31st a high occupancy day, but most of the people would not check in maybe 2 days before, or most people will be checking out on the morning of the 1st January. So to avoid this and obtain maximum occupancy and to make maximum profit on these dates, the hotel can close the arrival and departure one day prior to 31st and one day after 31st, so that the guests who really want to attend the party, they will have to check in maybe a day before 31st, and then they will leave maybe after 1st so that they have the hotel for 31st. So to do so and to define close for arrival and departure in the Wishnet system, I will open this availability management from manager function. Then in this option, I will first select the room type for which I want to manipulate the availability, for example, the deluxe suite, and then I will open the calendar and select the date range for which I want to change the availability. In this case, for December 31st, so I am selecting a date from December 30th and to January 1st. Now I will click on the option refresh. I will get all the 3 dates for room type SDS, 30th December, 31st December, and 1st of January. So if I do closed for arrival on 30 and 31st, which means the guests who want a confirmed reservation on 31st, and if they want a confirmed reservation in room type SDS, they will have to check in on at least 29th of the December. Now, if I make it close for departure for all these dates, or maybe 2 of these dates, maybe 31st or 1st, so those guests who are staying in through 30th will not be able to depart on 31st, and even on 1st they will be able to check out only after the 1st, which is the 2nd of January. So this way the hotel can make maximum profit, and because this will be a longer stay for the guest, so this is assumed that only those people will book who really want a booking, and there will not be many cancellations. And after marking the dates closed for arrival and departure, you can simply click on save. The availability details will be updated, which we can see here as well. If we go to the availability option, I will refresh it. This is for the current date. I will select the date for which I want to see the availability, and I will go to 30th of December. And when I do a refresh, I can see that 30th is closed for arrival, which means this. 31st is closed for both arrival and departure, which means if a guest is staying in on 30th, the guest cannot depart and no other guest can check in also on 31st. And first is closed for departure, which means if a guest is staying through these days, he or she will only be able to depart on or after the 2nd of January. So this is how you can manipulate availability to get the maximum profit for your hotel.